Ladies and gentlemen, try to bear with me because I am confused just like everyone else. I want to know what is it that the IEC has got against Umkhonto weSizwe political party. Number one. Number two, I want to understand where is the MK standing with this issue of the expulsion of Jabulani Khumalo, the original founder of Umkhonto weSizwe. And I want to understand the difference between the party owner and the party leader. Number three, I also want to understand why is it the IEC is taking Umkhonto weSizwe to court so that they must remove Bonginkosi Khanyile from the national list. This is drama after drama. Let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Black Heart, the hustle continua. 100% good quality t-shirts, made to inspire your goals and dreams. T-shirts are now available at an affordable price. Place your order now. 068 473 6908. Instagram at Black7576. Facebook page Black Heart.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Says So. I'm your host, King 053, Mr. Easy Imali Enengi Zinjiva Sono. Ladies and gentlemen, there's some interesting news that are unfolding close to the elections. I have continuously told you guys, hold your horses in terms of who you're going to vote for, because there's going to be case after case, there's going to be situation after situation, there's going to be own goal after own goal, each and every day going to the elections. Almost a month to go now to the 2024 national elections. And I have to say, it is now getting clearer that the IEC has got an issue with Umkhonto weSizwe. Well, let's not say Umkhonto weSizwe. Let's say the IEC has got an issue with Jacob Zuma. Everything that has to do with Jacob Zuma, they will attack. You understand what I'm saying? So they couldn't, and the ANC deregister Umkhonto weSizwe because it was too late. They acted late. The ANC acted late. It did not object the registration of the party within the time frame given to it. And then the IEC did not play its part very well. Umkhonto weSizwe ended up participating in by-elections, and you saw that Umkhonto weSizwe was doing great in those elections. So you cannot now pull Umkhonto weSizwe out of those by-elections. It will mean that the IEC has been hosting illegal by-elections by putting an illegal player into the field. So they couldn't do that. They couldn't take them out. They tried to deregister, they tried to take out Jacob Zuma from the ballot paper. This is the IEC themselves, and they failed. They failed. The court said, listen, no, leave this man there. IEC is now, it's not looking for clarity against the court. It's challenging the court's decision. They can call it clarity, but it's not clarity. It's challenging the court system. You say we must abide by court rulings, but when the rulings are there, we must now appeal and appeal and appeal. It's okay for you guys to appeal and appeal, but when Jacob Zuma does it, you call it time wasting tactics and all of that, because the law is not equal, is not applied equal to all of us. The latest developments that is happening now is that when the IEC saw that there's so many political parties trying to participate, at one point it was 700 political parties. It went down to 500, went down to 400, 300, I believe to 200 and something now, and about 100 and something competing at a national platform. Or is it 70 or something like, don't quote me on the numbers, but it's big numbers. To cut down the numbers, the IEC asked for political parties to the IEC asked the political parties to submit a list of signatures of people who say they will vote for them. And now this was about 50,000 signatures that the IEC wanted from the people. It's funny that they wanted 50,000 plus signatures, because the last election, 30-something thousand, I believe 34,000 votes, even 30,000 votes could get you one seat in parliament in the 2019 elections. Why they wanted so more? They wanted to serve out the smaller Nyana political parties, because they considered MK as one of the smaller Nyana political parties. MK submitted a lot of signatures. All of these small parties actually did well, including your Bossa that submitted more than 120 signatures. I believe, Rise Mzansi also submitted more than 100,000 signatures. So the signatures are a lot. So after the signatures were given, the IEC is now coming out to say the controversies volunteer submitted fraudulent signatures. Let's listen to this so that I can try to unpack it nicely for you guys.
Exactly that. Remember, Mkhonto Sizwe here is the victim. We're the victim to this fraudster, because he went in the name of Mkhonto Sizwe and misrepresented us, offering us services, and that's the reality here. So we're the aggrieved party, effectively.
How sure are you that he is the only fraudster? Again, to use your words, he's the only fraudster that is helping or has helped the MK party in this way? And be very careful with that answer.
No, I don't have to be careful. Volunteers are volunteers, Tony. Right. I mean, you're looking at just consolidated, and let me ask you the same question. How many other political parties, because in total, if you consolidated all those signatures, you're looking at close to 1 million. How many volunteers would you have to use with all the parties consolidated to actually make it on the list in the first place? So how many of, and by virtue of that, what mechanisms do we use as a new party? Based on exactly what Mababula just told you right now, it was not feasible to actually even come up with the signature process, which they've now introduced for new parties. Why is that?
Well, but this is your process. In fact, what you should be saying is, how can we help the IEC make sure that its work is beyond reproach by submitting authentic information so that it doesn't have to get to where it is right now? Are you saying that as political parties, you do not have a handle on what your volunteers do that is against the law?
No, what we're saying is that the IEC ought to have consulted us first as political parties prior to putting in punitive requirements for signatures. That's where it ought to have started, first and foremost. Secondly,
it's parliamentarians who did it.
Well, they allowed it, the fact of the matter. And maybe that is the problem. Maybe that is the problem, that a handful of people make decisions on behalf of the country. That is the problem. And then,
so we are here right now discussing this matter of mass forgery, at least if indeed this matter does check out post the investigations. What do you plan to do as a political party now to assist the IEC in any way, shape or form?
Well, the first step we have to take is to open up a case, first and foremost. Secondly...
Against?
The individual, the fraudster, first and foremost. Secondly, the IEC would have a mammoth responsibility and task to go and verify 1 million signatures. So they would have to engage every single political party and get all those political parties to engage every single volunteer and go through the list. And don't forget, we're only a couple of weeks away from election day. Do you think that's feasible? I doubt it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from Nklamulo and Untoleo, the presenter. Listen, there is so many scenarios, because remember, they were given less than 2 weeks to get these signatures. I believe less than 10 days, man. I believe less than 10 days. I remember Arise Mzansi Mpodagada complaining that this is less than 10 days that we have to collect signatures from the entire country. There was a lot of pressure given to the political parties without any assistance from the IEC. The IEC could have taken out ID scanners that can scan the barcode of the ID so that you avoid mistake of writing or even fraudulating a fake signature. You go out and tell political parties to get more than 50,000 signatures, but you don't give them the tools. Other political parties failed because of budget and because of the time frame that was given to them. Okay, so we got that. So now there is an individual who, which I'm not going to name, who has been singled out from the Mkhonto Wesizwe process of getting signatures to say this individual has fake signatures. And the IEC is now taking Mkhonto Wesizwe to court, and the Mkhonto Wesizwe is saying we are taking that individual to court. But obviously, then the question then arises, is Mkhonto Wesizwe the only political, come on guys, the only political party that faked signatures? And remember, by fake I also mean wrongfully typed. Instead of typing 081 at the end, typing 080 or 086 or 085 at the end, or mixing up 35 and 53. There's so many mistakes that can occur with the time frame that was given and the numbers that was required from the volunteers. And now remember, when you speak about volunteers, you're speaking about ubani nobandi who is willing to work. You don't know the literacy level of those people. And even with the literacy level, working with names and numbers is difficult. Ask me, I will tell you. I work with numbers every day. My goodness. Whew. Working with numbers is not easy. And now we're speaking about 13 digits, or is it 9 digits, 13 digits of your ID document. So name also, say name, and all of that. Why didn't they just ask ID copies? Why did they ask for a register? And again, where were you going to get ID copies? It's another question. So now we've got that thing, Uti. We have to ask what Ntlamulendlela is asking. Is the IEC going to review all the more than 1 million signatures to authenticate them and to say none of them were wrong? Only Mkhonto Wesizwe did something wrong. If you are one person that believes that, then khona ungashayi kahle la engqondweni, khona ungashayi kahle la ekhandeni. I'm telling you, it cannot be. Even with people with good intentions, with a number of signatures, with the number of, because remember, with other people, they're not going to get the ID. A person is just going to read the ID out. Say, okay, say, would you please vote for King Said So podcast? And you say, yes, I would vote for them. Can you give me your name? Kagiso Hlongwane. I write your name, Kagiso Hlongwane. And I say, read me your ID number. And you say, 85 467 039. Is it 32? 3241, okay, 3241, 081, I write 081. I cannot, as a volunteer, then come and say, that is the correct ID number if you did not have it in front of you. Do you understand the dynamics that and the difficulties that the IEC placed these political parties in? It's very difficult. Rightfully so, the MK party is going to open a case against the gentleman. I don't think it's necessary. The IEC will fail again in court because the court will ask, did you screen the other names? Did you screen the other political parties? Did you screen all of the ID document? IEC, like in Ntlamulendlela saying, going back to that list is just a fruitless expenditure. It's just a fruitless expenditure. The IEC does not have its A game this year, because if they go into those ID numbers and find out that there are other political parties that have gone wrong, there's two options: to eliminate all of those political parties in an aim to go after the MK political party, or recall everyone and say, listen, we have made a mistake, now we are giving you 5 more days. It's not going to work. So let's get to the crack of the matter of this video, which is Jabulani Khumalo. Jabulani Khumalo has said he is still the party. He's still a leader in the political party of MK. I was very confused when I heard him say that. But he then said, listen, I don't know where this letter comes from. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't know who signed this letter. And I'm still the leader. For me, I have to sit down with Jacob. Let's listen to what Jabulani Khumalo said, and listen to what Nhlamulo Ndlela said, the spokesperson of the MK political party. Listen to this, guys. Hi, I'm confused about it.
As you understand, EMK ithusile abantu abaningi. So infiltration iningi kakhulu engaphakathi abantu abafuna ukuzosibulala nokusihlukanisa. Because abantu bayakhohlwa ukuthi umkhonto wesizwe akubona wakhumalo. Umkhonto wesizwe ubona ka Jacob Zuma. Umkhonto wesizwe wabantu laba abawuthandayo abazovotela futhi ngo-2/3 majority behambisana naye umkhonto wethu uNxumalala uyena sokumbona njengamanje osilidayo. No. Uthiwa ngi-expeliwe ngazi ukuthi into expel. Mhlawumbe nalokho uzofuna ukuthi umuntu angichazele ukuthi u-expel usho ukuthini. Mina ngiseyimember yomkhonto and I'm still a leader yomkhonto. I don't know ukuthi lokhu kukhona okukhulunywayo uqhamukaphi nokuthi kungani. So amampunge maningi. I'm still a member and I'm still a leader until siba ne-meeting noNxumalala sikhulume ngalento esiyibona igijima akukho ngikusho. Well, since singakabi ne-discussion naye ngase sibe ne-discussion savumelana ukuthi yini lekhulunywa ngayo then esengakwazi ukuphendula kwamanje ayikho into engayiphendula until thina sobabili sibe nomhlangano because njengamanje akekho la nami ngiyafika so asiyabi naso isikhathi sokuthi sihlale phansi sikhulume nale ncwadi engayazi sayinobani.
The MK party leaders who have been booted out, what is the reason for that? And perhaps let's start right at the top. Jabulani Khumalo, this was the person who helped register the party. What happened?
The reality is the following, Paul. There are a number of activities, and it's not just only zoned in on him, that certain individuals in the party have been partaking in that are not endorsed by the party, ranging to issues relating to committing the organization financially without engaging the leadership, regarding issues related to forming parallel structures, and many other issues that have been raised in our intelligence report. And this has been ongoing. We didn't just arrive as the national leadership call, by the way. Let me just make it very clear that Mr. Khumalo, whom you're referring to, or should I say Comrade Khumalo, was part of the leadership call when this decision was made. It was not made in absentia. He was present. When the letter of expulsion was read out, he was present. And when he was asked to excuse himself, he walked out with the same letter.
What are the allegations against him? Exactly.
No, there are certain things we cannot share by virtue of the fact that all we can say is that we will not tolerate any rogue elements. We will not tolerate anything that goes against the will of what we're trying to achieve here, which is to get a 2/3 majority, to emancipate the black children child. That is what we're focused on. And if any activity or rogue elements within the structure, even at a provincial level, lowest of structures within this organization, attempts to in any way block us or get involved in activities that undermine what we're trying to achieve, we will deal with them decisively.
Guys, the MK party really needs to take care of this situation of Babu Jabulani Khumalo. And, for me, when Nhlamulo Ndlela has spoken, for me, that was the last word of the MK political party. The reason being, he's the spokesperson of MK party. So it cannot be that he comes and says something that is not verified by the board. There's a board of MK. I don't know who are they, or the national leaders of the MK. I don't know who those people are in that interim structure. And my confusion was also, is there a difference between a founder of a political party, meaning the person that registered the political party, especially if they registered it as an individual, and a leader of a political party? Does the founder necessarily mean that you are the leader of the political party? I think that I tried to search on the IEC website and try to see if there is a difference between a founder and a leader. Can a founder be the leader, and can the leader not be the founder? I want clarity on that. If you guys know on the comment section, tell me. Because the way Jabulani Khumalo is speaking, he's speaking as if who's going to sign me out? Who's gonna sign me out? I'm still part of the MK party. I'll speak to Jacob Zuma, and that I will speak to Jacob Zuma. It's on a tone of, I will remind Jacob Zuma who's the founder of the party. Yes, he is the leader of the party, but I am the founder of the party. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking out of a lack of political knowledge when it comes to registration of political parties and all of that. So for me, asazi sisesabona khona, and these parallel structures that he's been accused of creating parallel structures, also being accused of financially committing the MK party without permission. How can you financial? So he's committing to programs, he's committing to pay something without the party's knowledge, and there's so many things. And again, he says Unhlamulo Ndlela says Ujabulani Khumalo was there when they read the letter to him. He says he does not know this letter. You see, this is the problem I'm getting. So one of them is lying. And in this instance, I'm going to say Unhlamulo Ndlela is not lying. Why should he lie? Unhlamulo Ndlela is the spokesperson. He could have easily said the letter was sent to him, the letter was emailed to him, the letter was handed to him. But for him to say he was there present when they read the letter to him, and Jabulani Khumalo knows nothing about it, that gets me worried about the MK party. Really gets me worried. It gets me worried. I know my MK people sometimes umsholozi kakhulu, but there has to be structure in everything, especially in politics. I did say I like the interim structure. Mabahlale ba interim ngoba ziyaphapha lezi. But when the interim structure is dissolved, or when someone is recalled from the interim structure, or appointed into the interim structure, then there has to be one channel of communication, that if King said they have removed so and so, then that person is removed. It's very important for me. So I don't know, you guys, you will tell me. Now we get into another interesting thing that the IEC is trying to do, of kicking out Ubongi Nkosi Khanyile, one of our best soldiers in the MK party. For me, I said one of the best youth leaders in South Africa currently, if not the best. Let's listen to what exactly are they saying, the IEC.
Is Mr. Bonkosi Khanyile considered a rogue element by your party?
Bonkosi Khanyile, Comrade Bonkosi Khanyile, is a young, vibrant, great politician, by the way, who needs guidance. Yes, he's still young. And it's unfortunate that he made utterances that have now put him in a position. Now, sadly, we've now received from the IEC another court case, if it's not breaking news as yet, because we just had a conversation with our legal team, where they are requesting us now to remove Bonkosi Khanyile from our candidates list, including Visvin Reddy from our candidate list. In fact, that's what has just now transpired. Yeah. Using state coffers, knowing very well that we're a party that is a civil-based organization, regardless of this perception that has been created that we're being funded, which we're not. As to where do they expect us to be getting this money from, we don't know. All right. But again, the IEC is taking us to court. What is it that the IEC has actually got against MK? Have they actually gone and verified every other list? What is going on here?
Let me get this straight. So Mr. Khanyile was removed from his position as interim leader of the youth structures within the MK, and it possibly had to do with those utterances where he said there won't be an election if former President Jacob Zuma's face is not next to the emblem of the MK party on that ballot. That is the basis for him being removed by the party from that structure.
No. The party, remember, this is an interim structure that we have.
Right.
So, we can remove and redeploy members. Right now, remember, we're moving from a political program to an election program. And we need to consolidate our efforts and our strengths in the areas we need the most. So if you have to be moved by virtue of us having a parallel structure, and that's the good thing about having a parallel structure, is that it allows you that flexibility to redeploy as and when you need resources and skills such as his in areas where we feel they'd be best utilized. And that is just that. We're focusing on ensuring that the downtrodden children in this country have food, go to bed, just like your child and my child are able to go to bed at the full time. That's what we're focused on.
I get that. I don't want us to digress.
That's the reality.
I don't want us to.
Well, we're not digressing. It's the reality.
We are digressing because I'm trying to get to the nub of why he was actually removed. And earlier, you did intimate that there's something wrong he did, but you're not specific. And now, what you are telling us is that there is another person within the MK structures, at least leadership structures, that is going to be removed from his position, Visvin Reddy. Is that got to do with the comments that he made in KZN?
Well, the IEC would have to tell us that. We've received the papers, we're reviewing those papers as to why they want both of them removed. And until then, and I've actually familiarized myself, with the verbiage and what's being said there, then I'll be able to respond to you. But I'm telling you that at this point in time, this is what has been brought to us. They want them removed.
How long ago did you receive this information?
I received this information not long before I joined you.
Bonginkosi Khanyile, the issue that he said, there will not be elections if Jacob Zuma is not on the ballot paper. The IEC must not try to go against the people's will, and the IEC must not try, I'll see if I can get that video, must not try to remove Jacob Zuma from the ballot. He said there will be absolutely no elections.
Defense of this constitution and its rights. Chapter 2 of the constitution, where freedom of choice, freedom of association, a right to choose our president, to associate with any logo, to wear any types of t-shirts, to campaign in any way we want, to campaign everywhere we want, and to choose a party of our choice. Because you can smell defeat, because you know that you are defeated, you take us into court, because you know that Zondo is not only a spy, he's a scammer, he's a fraud lawyer, he's going to want to infiltrate and change the constitution to remove us on the ballot. Remove MK on the ballot, remove Zuma on the ballot. There won't be elections. We are saying that with confidence because we have numbers on our side and we are fearless. For these elections to be free and fair, to have controversies and Zuma as our choice, we are prepared to lay down on our lives.
Now, as a youth leader, I don't see a problem of saying that. I don't see a problem of saying that, and I don't see a problem, because remember, he said this before the controversies of political party went to the IEC's event to sign over the code of conduct. The code of conduct was signed by Jabulani Khumalo himself. Now, so this was said all before the signing of the code of conduct. Number one. Number two, you have had other political parties also utter statements that were not free and fair, that were reflecting the elections to be not free and fair. John Steenhuisen said all the other parties must not come and campaign in the Western Cape. That was a very big statement that does not promote free and fairness of the elections. Nothing is done to him. Nothing is done to him. You understand? And there's so many other MK members. I know one was taken to court, but there was a pastor also that spoke like this, that we will stop this country if Msholozi is not on the ballot paper. It's people giving their fans energy to say we will not give up at any cost. Understand? For me, it was not a violent call. He did not threaten any other party of any person of any other party. He was just speaking to the IEC that do not remove Jacob Zuma, because remember that lady of the IEC has already said Jacob Zuma is not going to be eligible to be on the ballot paper, and she spoke out of 10. The courts then turned around and said this Jacob Zuma can be on the ballot paper. So why are they not taking actions against that lady of the IEC? I just forgot her name, who is a former ANC member, by the way, who then said Jacob Zuma will not qualify. Or how is she a court to it to say that? That is why we have said the IEC was playing politics. You understand what I'm saying? Jabulani Khumalo is now in internal processes in the Mkhonto Wesizwe, where they are recalling him, trying to rebuild him and give him a redirection. The Mkhonto Wesizwe political party must submit that to the IEC that, listen, this young man, we are not going to remove him from angazi with IEC ingenaphi kuma national list of other people. Really, I don't know, So for me, and this reason is the reason why I don't want to join politics. You get controlled by external factors so much that now Bonginkosi Kanyele cannot have freedom of speech or speak the heart of youth, because the heart of youth is us getting land, us getting jobs. And someone must say it properly by saying, if the government does not give us land and jobs, we will render this country ungovernable, because the white monopoly capitalist people continue to benefit from our minerals when our people continue to suffer and squalor of poverty. Someone must say it like that. You can't say it in a nicer way. We are sick and tired as the youth of listening to these old men that have got houses, cars, children, security, pension, and all of that. When we are 30-something years old, we don't have a permanent job, we don't have a car, we are still staying with our parents. Someone must say it the way Ubonginkosi Kanyile says it. As a youth leader, you cannot be a youth leader that is soft and that is towing a line. That is why I don't get into politics. Because I'm going to get in there. The first time they give me a mic, they're going to chase me away. That's what I so call me Dodi Manj. Because I will stand there and say all the title deeds owned by white people need to be reviewed. All the title deeds owned by white people before 1994 must be considered null and void. We don't consider them legal. I will say it like that, and because our leaders are afraid to say it like that, they will call me in a meeting and they will kick me out of a political party. I'm not going to change it. I'm a Pan-Africanist. I cannot change and sugarcoat things. And Ubonginkosi Kanyile was not sugarcoating anything. That is why I loved that young man. So I'm saying that to say this. Ka nnete tota go na le se IEC e na le taba e ba batlang go e roka le MK. Ba batla go bantsha man mo di-electioneng mo. Ra bona ba batla go bantsha mo dikgethong because they are totally intimidated by the Mkhonto Wesizwe. Everyone is seeing with you. If we let this Mkhonto Wesizwe into the ballot, we don't know what percentage they're going to get. They are really going to destabilize everyone's plan. The EFF plan, the ANC's plan, the DA's plan, everyone's plan, man. Akekho umuntu survivor with this Mkhonto Wesizwe. Why? Because it's strong in KZN and it's strong in Gauteng, which constitute more than 50% of the votes of the entire country. Young Tolautington. Well, wait, what am I saying? Constitute most of the votes of the country. Let me not say 50%. I think one is 4 point something million, the other is 5 point something million. Yeah, depending on the voters' outcome, that can be more than 50%. And they are going to take a big chunk of that. So I don't like now that Ujabulane Ujabulane Khanyile is going to Ubonginkosi Khanyile. What am I saying? Ubonginkosi Khanyile is going to be taken out of the list. I will not be happy with that decision. I'm telling you, I will not be happy with that decision. And people say, King Manje wena you are voting for EFF and now you have moved to Mkhonto. You guys don't understand the Pan-Africanism. You don't understand. Let me try to explain it one more time. As a Pan-Africanist, I am not going to get everything that I want from any party in South Africa. I'm not going to get that. I can vote for the PAC. I'm not going to get the influence that I want. So the closest party from what I want right now in South Africa in terms of credible leaders, academic people, a proper youth structure, young people in parliament and all of that is the EFF. I've always said it from day one that that's where I'm leaning. But I have maintained it that Jacob Zuma is the best president that South Africa has ever had for black people. And for that reason, I love the man. So you will always hear me speaking favorable about Umkhonto weSizwe. Always speaking favorable because of that man. And I'm doing something nice for you. I call it the last chapter of Jacob Zuma, and I'm sure you guys are gonna like it. I went to the doctor and the doctor booked me off for tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll be gathering some material and trying to record it maybe on Wednesday, because Wednesday is a holiday for you guys. So I thank you so much for that. Do not. My vote should not influence your vote, ladies and gentlemen. La uhlala khona. La wena uhlala khona. You might find out that you need the IFP more than any other party. So vote for the IFP. It depends on the situation of on the ground where you are staying. Understand? You might think Uti Langhlala Khona, I want to vote for the EFF, but the community itself is pro another party for lack of a selection. And you voting for the EFF there in the what you call the provincial ballot or even the whatever, it's not going to win. It's not going to win. But when you vote for the EFF national, you are going to impact who sits in parliament. You understand? Some of you are going to vote for 3 different parties: local, provincial, and national. Some of you are going to vote for 3 different parties. You understand? Some of you are going to say, I'm an ATM, I'm going to give them a chance locally. Whatever I'm going to, but nationally I'm going with MK. Nationally I'm going with the EFF. Nationally I'm going with the ANC. Nationally I'm going with the PA. Nationally I'm going with Azapo. Nationally I'm going with Action SA. It depends on you. Do not now follow me. I've got my own preference in terms of these political parties, and I say the team behind Julius Malema is the strongest team any political party has, according to me. You can give me any other political party and we compare the top 10. Not even the top 10. This list that has been released for National Assembly. If we can compare the list, the caliber of people, educated people, business people, and all of those people of the EFF, for me, they look better than the other political parties. You can even take Julius Malema out. The people behind him, I believe, are the most credible people to run our country. That is my thing. But you will never, ever, ever hear me speak anything negative against Umkhonto weSizwe because of Jacob Zuma. I will criticize what I think they have blundered and all of that. But Umkhonto weSizwe, anyone that votes for Umkhonto weSizwe has got my support. I'm telling you. I'm not a political party, and once I affiliate myself with another political party, I cannot come on camera and say vote for Umkhonto weSizwe. They're gonna report me at the EFF. They say this guy is EFF, but is campaigning against the EFF, telling people to vote against Umkhonto weSizwe, and that will be the end of my political career. They wouldn't even want to understand the content of the video. They just take that 5 seconds clip where I say, if you want to vote for Umkhonto weSizwe, vote for Umkhonto weSizwe, and they will chase me out. So I can't live in those type of uh, uh, those restraining rules of political parties. You understand? Sure, they will have to pay me a lot of money. Yo, angeke. Ngeke bafethu. But anyway, let's see what is going to happen. Sorry for such a long video, but I love you guys so much. Let me go take a bath. Isikhathi bani manje? 0 to 1 much. Okay, let me take a bath and sleep. At least I'm not waking up in the morning. So tomorrow I'm going to share my video. I'm going to the bank. I'm going to, oh, because it's a busy day even though I'm off. But yeah, I'm feeling better. Mangihlabe nge-injection la marago lawa. Yo, shale injection lembunu lezi ngaba grand. I'm feeling better. I feel like I can go to the gym tomorrow. But anyway, until we meet next time, please click the subscribe button if you like the content. Please make sure that you leave your thoughts on the comment section, and you can do me a favor by clicking the like button also. And then until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. After you pray, African child, do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.